To create a script that explains Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes in 9 minutes and 51 seconds, I'll outline a structure that covers all the key points, ensuring it fits within the time frame. The script will be divided into sections with approximate timing for each part. Introduction. Opening line. Welcome to this in-depth explainer of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Overview. Introduce the movie as the latest installment in the Planet of the Apes franchise, focusing on the evolution. In Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the action intensifies as the peaceful existence of the ape civilization is shattered by internal and external conflicts. The central action of the film revolves around the escalating tension between two main factions of apes, one led by Brutus, who believes in Caesar's legacy of unity and coexistence, and the other led by Ajax, a powerful and battle-hardened gorilla who advocates for expansion and domination. The rise of Ajax's faction. Ajax and his followers, composed mainly of gorillas and a few aggressive chimpanzees, begin their campaign by forcefully taking over smaller ape communities, coercing them into joining his cause. Ajax's faction believes that the only way to secure the future of the apes is through conquest, expanding their territory and crushing any resistance, whether from other apes or the remaining humans. The first confrontation. Brutus, who leads a community that values peace and diplomacy, becomes aware of Ajax's aggressive tactics. When Ajax's forces encroach on territories that are under Brutus's protection, Brutus is forced to confront them. This leads to the first major battle between the two factions, set in a dense, misty forest. The fight is brutal, showcasing the raw strength and combat skills of the apes. Ajax's forces, larger and more ruthless, initially overpower Brutus's followers. Guerrilla warfare. Unable to match Ajax in direct combat, Brutus and his allies adopt guerrilla tactics. They use their knowledge of the terrain, setting traps and launching surprise attacks. These sequences are intense, with quick, strategic strikes followed by swift retreats into the shadows of the forest. The guerrilla warfare not only highlights the intelligence and adaptability of Brutus's faction, but also shows the growing desperation as they try to avoid a full-scale war. The human factor. Meanwhile, a small group of surviving humans, led by a hardened survivor named Evelyn, find themselves caught in the middle of the ape conflict. They attempt to form an alliance with Brutus, offering their skills in exchange for protection. This alliance brings a new dynamic to the action, with scenes where apes and humans fight side by side against Ajax's forces, blending their strengths in innovative combat sequences. The final battle. The climax of the film takes place in an abandoned human city that Ajax has chosen as his stronghold. Brutus, realizing that there is no other way to stop Ajax's tyranny, leads his forces in a final assault. The battle is intense and chaotic, with apes clashing in brutal hand-to-hand combat amidst the ruins of the city. The environment plays a crucial role as the crumbling buildings provide both hazards and opportunities for strategic maneuvers. Brutus and Ajax finally face each other in a one-on-one duel. This fight is not just a physical battle, but a clash of ideologies. The choreography emphasizes the differences between them. Brutus fights with a mix of agility and strategy, while Ajax relies on raw power and ferocity. The duel is long and grueling, with both leaders pushing themselves to their limits. Resolution. The battle ends with Brutus narrowly defeating Ajax, but not without heavy losses on both sides. As Ajax lies defeated, Brutus chooses to spare his life, symbolizing his commitment to Caesar's ideals of mercy and unity. This act of compassion resonates with the surviving apes, many of whom begin to question Ajax's brutal methods. The final scenes show the aftermath of the battle, with Brutus leading his people towards a new era of rebuilding and reconciliation, while the humans quietly depart, leaving the apes to shape their own destiny. The action in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is a blend of visceral combat, strategic warfare, and emotionally charged confrontations, all serving to highlight the broader themes of leadership, survival, and the future of the apes' civilization. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is set in a world where apes have become the dominant species on Earth, years after the fall of human civilization due to the simian flu. The film explores the evolution of ape society, which has now developed into a complex civilization with its own laws, customs, and leaders. The story centers on a young ape named Brutus, who has risen to prominence as a leader in his community. Brutus is faced with the challenge of maintaining peace and unity among the various ape factions, each with their own beliefs and ambitions. The apes are no longer just focused on survival, they are now grappling with issues of governance, justice, and the future of their society. However, a growing tension threatens this fragile peace. A militant faction of apes, led by a powerful and ruthless gorilla named Ajax, believes that the apes must expand their territory and establish dominance over the entire planet. Ajax's vision is one of conquest, where the apes rule with an iron fist, leaving no room for compromise with humans or other apes who oppose them. As Brutus tries to find a way to prevent a full-scale conflict, he is forced to confront his own doubts and fears. He seeks guidance from the stories of Caesar, the legendary leader who once united the apes and led them to freedom. Brutus must decide whether to follow in Caesar's footsteps of peace and diplomacy, or to embrace the more aggressive approach advocated by Ajax. The film explores the complex dynamics between different ape species, chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans, each with their own strengths and perspectives. It also delves into the relationship between apes and the surviving humans, who are now a dwindling species struggling to coexist in a world that no longer belongs to them. As the conflict escalates, Brutus must rally his allies and confront Ajax in a battle that will determine the fate of their world. The story culminates in a dramatic showdown where Brutus faces the ultimate test of leadership, whether to fight for domination or strive for a peaceful coexistence. In the end, Brutus's decisions set the course for the future of both apes and humans, leaving open the possibility of a new era where both species can find a way to live together or face mutual destruction. The film closes with a reflection on the legacy of Caesar and the ongoing struggle to build a just and peaceful society in a world forever changed.